welcome to another episode of, well, it's actually beyond the last month because the Irish Gooner podcast is still on holidays. So I'm just taking over this and being a Christmas episode nearly. We are just going to be getting ready for my Arsenal Christmas. Anyway, today we have Eamonn and Craig with me. Jonathan said he might come in, but let's see if he comes or not. We'll leave that to the rest. How is lads? Didn't see you for a long time. How's everything?
Good evening, Martin. Evening, and Craig there. Wsl Worldcup with her there.
Yeah, with the World Cup.
I thought Pele be still there, but he's obviously right at the cold there.
He is more than a cold, I'd say. Oh, poor Pele, huh? Yeah. So, like, as I said today,
right.
Monday the 12th. So we're gonna do a bit of World Cup, bit of women's football, bit of transfer news, whatever comes in before we go into the silly season of January, as it is. See what's going on. So we start off with the women. I think they played yesterday against Villa, another 4-1 away win, which is great. Started off a bit shaky after a couple of minutes, like actually not a bad goal. What they conceded, but I thought it was Sinsberger's fault that she didn't. But then the girls turned up, and Katie McCabe once again went on the score sheet. Thank God she didn't score a goal for a long time, so it's good to see her scoring again. And basically, that was the last game in the Women's League for this year. The next game is against Chelsea, which is going to be a huge game, I think, on the 15th of January. And yeah, there's only 2 more games left for the girls against Lyon and Zurich. And they're flying in the Champions League, so should be all good, I think. See how they go before Christmas, so there are 2 more games. But yeah, I don't know. Did you watch any? I watched it yesterday because we were going down into town for our committee meeting, and I was watching it in Burger King on the phone. So yeah, it was a good game actually, and they played quite well. But yeah, what else are we gonna do? That was just a bit of an update on it. World Cup, yeah. I mean, what can we say? There's only one left. William Saliba is still standing. I don't know if he makes it to the final. We'll see.
Just on the women's game, Martin,
yeah.
I couldn't make it into town yesterday, so I actually watched the game.
Okay.
And the Arsenal, and they weren't great yesterday, and I think judging by the interviews after the game, they kind of knew that. They went behind early doors, and then Villa hit the crossbar.
Yeah.
2-0, you know. And we got a waxy force goal, you know. The goalkeeper didn't cover a 7th Lord. He was a weak eye out to it, you know. But after that, then the strength of the Arsenal team told. And Katie McCabe was instrumental in a lot of things. And it leaves them with 24 points from 9 games. Chelsea are 27 from 10 games, so there's 12 teams in that league, so you know. But I have to say, the skill level on display in women's football, and this is not in any way patronising, the skill level on display over the last couple of seasons has been at a different level, and it's actually a really good watch if you're a football fan to watch the game being played that way. And as I said, the Arsenal weren't great yesterday. I think they'd admit that, but they were superior to the Villa team. I think they'd probably put 7 on that Villa team the season before.
Yeah.
So you know, a good day's work.
Yeah, like I mean, we had 2 weeks ago we had a podcast with Lottie, who she goes to the games, and I think she was that one yesterday as well. Mm-hmm. And it's just they are a bit injury struck now. You know, like now, Ting is only coming back. Sousa is coming back now, and Williamson is back now as well, but she didn't play yesterday. Yeah. And then with Beth Mead out as well, so there is kind of like a little bit of, I don't know, like a weakness now in the team. But beside that, like, you know, they are still. Look, as I said, there's Chelsea, Arsenal, United this year, and City. Yeah. They're the 4 teams really. They have a chance for this league, and there's
Chelsea and Arsenal again this year, Martin.
Yeah, I really think so because.
I think the likes of United and City will fall away.
Yeah.
I think they've you know, as good as strong as Arsenal or Chelsea. But I didn't see the game yesterday live. I seen the highlights, and just as Eamonn was saying, I think the first few minutes as the Villa were on top, you know, could have been 2-0 up if that. if the ball went in, I don't know if it was a shot or a cross, we hit the crossbar, but it nearly went over Zinberger head.
Yeah, she had her fingers there, but like it's kind of, to be honest, and that's exactly what Eamonn said. Like if you look at the last couple of years, the quality of these games is actually, there isn't just like, like years ago they would have gone out like 7, 8, 10-0, that doesn't happen anymore. Whatever is in the top league now, they're really playing well. And even now, before it was Chelsea and Arsenal, now there's already 4, and you can see the continuous improvement on, and they're getting good talent. And
I think the
Euros get, yeah, 100%.
The women's football is just growing and growing and growing. Like if I think after the World Cup next year, women's football is going to be huge here because the Irish. Are playing there. And if they go on and do well in that tournament, even if they don't do well, imagine all the women, the young girls here that want to be the next Kate McCabe and that. But it's gone from strength to strength, and it's only going to keep improving. So it's not going to go downhill. So
we said that before, like, and Eamonn, Ozzy, like, he basically was Lottie brought Ozzy to the game and brought his daughter to the game, and that's what kind of like brought her to watch football, and that's exactly what it is. And if you go to any island game and you see how many kids are there, and screaming for the girls when they play, and they're going to be the next generation. That's what you want. That's exactly what.
Well, it wasn't long ago that Ireland's women's team were getting 500 or 600 in Talga Park, and they were selling out Tallaght Stadium for 6,000-7,000.
Lads, you're way younger than I am. And I can remember in the 1970s, my dad trying to get girls to play football, and it was like, it was kind of fall over your own feet type of stuff. And I remember I was over in Finglas West one evening about 25 years ago, and I saw an underage game of girls football, and I thought to myself, this is different.
Yeah,
this is structured. It's proper. And I said, in 25 years' time, the men won't be battling to get match of the day on TV. It'll be the other way around,
Yeah, 100%.
Isn't it great that football is an egalitarian game that speaks to everybody? Everybody. And I'm just delighted that some money has been put into the women's game. There's professionalism, and there's a real chance for it to be what it is now.
Yeah, 100%. And as you said, like with the World Cup next year, that's going to be opening even more doors, because it's more. It's like what happened in Ireland in the 90s. So, 1990, the Irish team, the men's team, that's just kind of like, it just started something, a momentum, and that's just good to see. But
at the moment, it doesn't look like the Irish men's team are going to get to World Cup anytime soon. So you have to get behind the women.
I know, you would have to, wouldn't you? You never know. Like, so let's hope they can qualify for some, because looking at the World Cup now, like, and there's maybe a little bit of segue, it's just sad that, like, we didn't have anybody really to go behind. It's great that we have the Arsenal players, but if you have, like, even for myself, like, if Austria would have been there, or if Ireland would have been there, it would have been just a different World Cup, and it's kind of like, I don't know if you could say like the only team you were supporting is England, but the funniest thing is, like, we were supposed to go and work. We were supposed to have a Christmas party on Wednesday in a Moroccan restaurant, right? And it was cancelled because of we had too many people and they couldn't accommodate us. And they said, thank God we didn't go there, because Morocco is playing on 7 o'clock on Wednesday, so we wouldn't have got no service properly.
Jesus,
But like, look, it's a crazy World Cup, like it's just that the England game, I have to say, like, they actually played quite well. And I actually not the penalty which Mr. Harry Kane blasted over the crossbar. I actually think Southgate should have made these changes much earlier, because I think, like, from the 60th minute, like, France were on toast. They just needed somebody really, really fast, some fresh blood in, and they would have kind of killed them, I think. But history will show that Harry Kane put it over the bar.
It was a bit sporty, wasn't it?
By the way, folks, if anybody's wondering why I have a short cut, I'm making some vindaloo, and the dried chilies are going right down my throat here now.
Vindaloo, holy moly!
But look, just on the England thing, I think I went down to a pub in Drumcondra, which would be known as a GAA pub, and I'm a GAA man. I played for Ballymun Kickham's all my life. and I happened to be shouting for England. Why was I shouting for England? Because I think Bukayo Saka is somebody who I love, somebody who I watch every week. He excites me, and he was the player that I was watching. And I have to say, some of the stick I took for being up for England was, I think, a small bit kind of over the top. I think that without going all Eamon Dunphy on us, we probably need to understand that we're a nation that's 100 years old. Probably need to get rid of our inferiority complex. They're not the enemy anymore. And I think if I want to shout for England in a public house, I should be allowed to do that. Yeah. And I did threaten one guy, not with violence, of course, because I'm not a violent man. I threatened to continue the conversation on Skellige, and that met with a blank expression. So I just thought I'd say that, you know.
Yeah.
Excuse me. Them chilies are really but no, I think that's worth. One guy coming out of Jacks gave me a big kind of almost a personality interview as to why I was shouting for England. I wasn't shouting for England. I was up for England because I wanted to see Bukayo Saka win the World Cup. He's our player, and I answered him in Irish. Basically said it was none of your business, pal. But he didn't know what I meant, so you know, I just thought that was it.
He probably tried speaking French to him.
But England played well. But the one thing I will say from a football point of view, I always thought they'd come up short, and I'll tell you why. And it's a story I told when I was at West Ham. Do you remember just after lockdown when we got the crowds back? We played Aston Villa last season on a Friday night.
Okay, yeah.
And my brother-in-law, who's a West Ham season ticket holder, he's from London, brought me to see West Ham in the Europa League the night before. And I was in the middle of all the EastEnders anyway, and we were talking good stuff. And they recognised soon enough that I was not a West Ham fan, but you know, would have been okay with that. And we started talking about Declan Rice, and I said, "You think Declan Rice is world class, but I'm going to tell you he's not, and he won't ever be until he receives the ball from the back two and gets turned quickly."
Yeah.
The way Thomas Partey does for us, when Thomas Partey receives the ball, it's always on the half turn. Declan Rice doesn't do that. And until England get a player in the middle of the pitch that's a Modric or somebody who can get turned quickly, they will always be huff and puff. And that's unfortunate because they probably have the best front five, Craig. Craig, they probably have the best front five in the whole World Cup.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
So,
could Foden not have done that?
Sorry, Craig, what was that?
Foden not have played in midfield.
Do you know what? You've taken the words out of my mouth. I thought he could have been a man. He looks like a guy, a bit like Jack Wilshere, that could receive the ball from the back two and get turned.
Yeah.
Rather than an inside forward. But Declan Rice is not going to do it. Don't get me wrong. Declan Rice is he's a very honest player, box to box. Probably likes the camera a bit too much and all of that, and the effort that he puts in. Oh, I'm sweating and all this. But he is a decent player. But he doesn't get turned in the middle of midfield. You know? Yeah. In fact, what I said to the West Ham lads that night was, I've only ever seen him getting turned once. And that was from Ireland to England. And in fairness to the lads, they said, "We'll give you that one, Mike. We'll give you that one." You know, but I think England, more so than ever, this World Cup, were up there with the best of them.
Yeah.
You know, I think had they beaten France, they had a real chance of winning that. You know,
they would have.
They missed the penalty. Because he's normally such a good striker of penalties. Every time he gets one against the Arsenal, he never misses. I couldn't believe he missed it the way he did. Really couldn't. Yeah. You know.
But I don't know if you
missed it, you know.
Have you seen that video he made? Like, was it the last World Cup? You know, when Johnny Wilkinson shown him how to. He took a penalty and put in the goal, and then Johnny Wilkinson put it over the bar, and he said, "This is how I won a World Cup." You know. Well, and I swear to God, it was exactly the same. It was brilliant. Like,
well, Martin, you know, you'd have been probably not in this country when the phrase "Let Christie take it."
No, I wasn't. But yeah, look, it's
just on what you were saying there, Martin.
Yeah.
Sorry, Eamon. Just I agree with you in a sense about Rice. I think he is a very good player. And if you got him at Arsenal, I wouldn't complain. I think he is a very good, solid player. He is definitely in the parties level. But I think he's still young. I think he's only 23, 24. So he could become more in 3 or 4 years. I think England's their biggest issue this World Cup, in my opinion, is Southgate. I don't think he's a world-class coach. He's a very loyal coach.
Yeah, too loyal for me.
Maguire, Pickford. There's 3 or 4 lads in that English team that I don't think should have played. Now, although they've done well in the World Cup, I thought there was a lot more informed players. There's no reason why Ben White shouldn't have started instead of Harry Maguire. And that's not even being biased towards Arsenal. I just think on form, Ben White has been exceptional this year. I know there's rumours of him falling out with a coach and that, but sure, we don't know if that's true or not. But maybe even Dyer could have started over Maguire. It was Maguire who was marking Giroud for the second goal for the header.
Well, he wasn't marking him.
Yeah, that's the problem. Yeah, he wasn't Maggie. It was too far away from him.
He wasn't.
He was supposed to.
I think Southgate was kind of their problem. I think he made substitutions again the other day were questionable. Especially in the group stages, even against Senegal, they're so defensive, England, until they get to know what the other team are like. Maybe like Arteta in a way is a lot different because now we play Eurogame. Let the other team worry about us rather than you worry about them. So look, I'm not complaining.
That's very interesting because they have the front 5 to make the opposition worry about them.
100%.
If they play that way, do you know what? And I'm not saying Declan Rice to me is a very, very good player.
Yeah.
But I think separates him from being a very good player and being world class is that ability to do assess Fabregas.
Yeah, no, I agree. Yeah.
And they don't have anybody in the middle of the park, and they never had since Gascoigne that can do that.
Yeah.
And I think that hurt them because they were good on Saturday. They were good on Saturday, but
they should have won on Saturday. They should have won.
I think so. But you're right. Like, why leave Olivier Giroud, the slowest player in the world, but one of the greatest old-style centre forwards I've ever seen? Right? Why leave him unmarked in the box when there's a cross from Griezmann just about to come in?
Yeah.
Giroud, to me, like, I know he had to leave us to play in the World Cup. I'd have preferred if he hadn't gone to anybody other than CSKA Fulham. But, you've got to love that guy. He's just, he's a proper centre forward, that guy,
He's improved with age, hasn't he?
Oh, yeah. Well, see, he doesn't rely on pace.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly, yeah. He's still like a style of player like him. We would definitely need now. Not him, but somebody in his kind of like the way he plays football. I think that is what we're missing. This plan B, what we're missing. And even when I was watching the Dutch game against Argentina, when your man Weghorst or whatever his name is came in, that's the kind of player we don't have. We don't have this kind of throw long balls in. And look, he scored twice. So. And actually, he wouldn't be a bad shout, I think. Like, he's only 3 or 4 million from Burnley, so...
Paul Brown said he's available.
Is he, yeah? He probably is.
I know on transfers later on, Martin, but, there's no reasons why Arsenal can't get a striker like that now. There's room in the squad for that type of striker. Eddie deserves a chance, but I think a good target man. There's room there.
In general, I think even with Jesus being fit, if he would be back fit, I think we still need a striker like that as a plan B or a C.
Craig, can I ask you a question?
Go ahead.
How many of them, like Giroud, are there anymore? They're old school centre forwards. There's not that many of them.
Yeah.
There's not that many of them.
No, there isn't.
Yeah.
That's the kind of. I'm sure there's probably plenty out there that we don't know of, but it'll be a kind of up and coming Giroud that they could maybe go for. You know,
I tell you what, if we got Giroud on a free transfer for the rest of the season, I'd have him back all.
Yeah,
100%. But I don't think Milan is going to give him up somehow. I don't think so. But yeah, like it was an interesting game, you know, like and in general, kind of the World Cup. I think he has like his really kind of surprising results in it. And I was actually talking to a fella from England, and he said like, who do you think is going to win, France or England? And I said like, I think like beside Mbappe, I think England. You said, you know, England had like much more the better players than France. I know there's Griezmann and whatever, but I really think they had the players to match them. And I really just think, why did he bring on Sterling? He was back in Europe, you know, like he hasn't got a great season as it is anyway, you know. Why would you? I know he's fast, but that's not all about it. I think like if you put Grealish on earlier and Rashford, I think that would really have destroyed them. And then they had to chase the game and look at, they got a chance, they got a penalty, but yeah, that ball still hasn't landed. So what can you do? Like, you know, that's just
you know what Ken Barlow would have said.
I'm so frustrated.
Oh, but it's so frustrating, Deirdre.
Oh, it's hilarious though. And so we look at this.
Saka went off.
Yeah.
The minute Saka went off, you know, that was it. It was gone. It changed. I don't know why he took him off, to be honest with you, but look.
And one thing I have to say about Saka, and we were talking about this in the season, you know, like how many times does Saka get fouled and he's not been thing? So it's not only a Premier League thing. I don't know, is that fella so invisible or so good that he doesn't look like he gets fouled?
Absolutely. I think it's the second one, Martin. I think you're right. He's actually
mad,
that
isn't
good.
it? Yeah.
He moves so quickly that the referee said, well, no, he wasn't fouled there.
Yeah.
You know?
But the amount of times this poor bloke gets mown down, like, you know, and doesn't get what he was supposed to do. Look, I don't know about the first goal. Was it a foul? Was it not a goal? It was so far out the thing, and you can't say that was. They should have got a free kick, maybe. But was it because then they got a goal? I don't think so. But yeah, again, it was a foul on Saka. It wasn't seen. Very strange. But yeah,
Saka. He's been yellow carded 3 times this year.
Yeah, that's another thing.
There's only one player has been yellow carded that's failed him, which is crazy.
Yeah, mad. Yeah. So I don't know what the standard is. I thought it was only in the Premier League, but now it's in the World Cup. It was exactly the same. And well, he didn't get a yellow. I don't know if he got a yellow card. I don't think so. But yeah, it's just like it's something phenomenal. But he had a really good World Cup. Like, you know, like he can go. You know, he will have many more World Cups to come. So I'm sure about that. So yeah,
there was a nice photograph after the game. I don't know whether anybody saw it with Olivier Giroud.
Yeah,
with his arm around Saka, which is a great contrast to Cristiano Ronaldo walking down on his own down the tunnel. It's all about me, you know. I mean, that was disgraceful.
Yeah. Absolutely disgraceful. Absolutely disgraceful. But look, that's another story to be told about that. Like, it's just the same with Neymar, you know. Like, I think all these divas, and even in some ways, I actually thought that the Dutch would win that game against Argentina, because I really thought, like, again, everything was going for Argentina. The referee, that handball he had, it should have been a yellow card. It's all seemed to be like, you know, like geared for, like, you know, keeping the big players in. And it just didn't work out like that, you know. So yeah, be interesting now who is gonna, if Croatia can do another defensive masterclass with Modric in the middle and keep it out and keep Argentina.
Brazil must have been watching Arsenal videos from about 2010, 2011. You're 1-0 up, right? And what we do is we commit 7 people to a counter attack. You know, it was bananas.
Absolutely,
they had the game sewn up.
Yeah, 100%.
Bananas. You know.
Yeah. But it's just, that's football, isn't it? And it's like one small mistake, you know, can kill it. Be interesting again, France against Morocco, I think. What's the story there? Because Morocco only conceded 1 goal, and I think that was an own goal so far in the whole tournament. So they're defensively really strong. Might not be the most attractive football they play, but we'll see how France get there. If they get an early goal, France, I think it's all over. But if they can keep out to the 60th, 70th minute, then they panic like, who did they play? Brazil? No, Portugal. That might be something, because they really panicked, and I don't know how Portugal lost that game either, you know, because again, they have the much better players and they just didn't score.
I'm feeling Morocco might struggle that game. Just I think the captain Roman Slice is out, you know, his gone, and then, you know, there's a couple of, I think someone else got sent off, there 1 or 2 more injuries. I would be shocked if they pulled off against France. But look, probably would have said the same against Portugal. You know, then the Argentina-Croatia game. You know, I wouldn't write Croatia off. You know, Modric. I know he's an excellent player, but what a player he is.
For his age, it's unbelievable, isn't it? Like absolutely incredible. So it's just shows you. And again, like he's not. Look, he runs a lot as well, but he still does it as well. Like as you said, with technique, you know, and he's not like the fastest anymore. But the passes he's playing is just unbelievable, you know. And look, you have to give it to them. And look, it's not 14. There's a second or in semi-final in the World Cup, you know. And look, Argentina might be. I don't know. Argentina. I still can't put my head around Argentina. Are they just the Messi team, or are they really that good? I don't know. They just don't look as great, like as Brazil did, for instance. I don't think they do.
Okay, well, for the older viewers, I can say this. In 1986, Argentina won a World Cup with a bad team because they had one great player. And that is possible. That is possible. This guy has come into the World Cup with a different attitude, you know. This guy, he looks to me like back on his own without all the showmanship. Like all of the incisive passes, the goals that they got when they were in a hole, he's been there, and he's a proper player. He's a proper player, you know. So I don't know. I think probably from a football point of view, I'd like to see a France-Argentina final because I'd like to see Mbappe and Messi being, you know, the two. Actually, Mbappe is my favorite player to watch in the world.
He's amazing.
He's incredible. He's incredible. The speed that he does things, the speed that he can control the ball when he does things, and I think himself, Messi, and people are going to say I'm biased, and Bukayo Saka have been the three best players in the World Cup. You know?
Yeah. No, definitely.
Even the player that we nearly got Eamonn, Mbappe.
Yeah, we nearly got him.
We nearly got him for us 2 years ago.
Yeah. But I mean, that was kind of Wenger doing his usual stuff when he was 17 years of age, knowing what he was going to be, you know?
Yeah. It's one of them that got away, but anyway, it's going to be interesting. Like after, like as I said, we have everybody back now besides Saliba, and he didn't get really much of a game time yet anyway.
Yeah.
So be an interesting see what time, because if any of them, England or Brazil, would have gone through, like they wouldn't have come back for another week, 10 days.
Yeah.
So at least now
back for the return.
Besides Saliba, if France win, or even like France going to play another 2 games one way or the other. They're going to play semi-final and the final, or the game for the 3rd place. So he won't be back till whatever. And if they win the World Cup, you know, like he probably get another couple of days off.
They're entitled to a week off, isn't it?
Yeah. So that's kind of like
I think maybe Tomiyasu and Gabriel.
Yeah. Probably, or even put Ben White in the middle, you know, or I don't know, like and just play him like.
No, please don't play Cedric.
Hello, Dave O'Leary here. As I say, at the end of the day, I'll go in centre half if we're stuck for a week or two. As I say, at the end of the day, I'll do a job. And 30 days on how we're great coaches, we're a great partnership. I'll go in.
That's exactly.
We'll be grand. Look.
Yeah, I think so too. Like so,
besides football. So, you know, he's not going to come back like a crocked horse, you know?
Yeah.
100%. So tomorrow they play Milan. I think what's the time? Is it 3:00 again?
Yeah.
You'll
be all right for that.
Yeah, I'll be all right. I'll watch you in the office. No, I don't know. But yeah, but actually the game actually they played, I don't know if you've seen any of it, like, or seen the highlights of it. The game they played during the week against Lyon. I thought they played fairly solid, you know, like for not playing for such a long time. Lyon won yesterday against Liverpool 3-1, and Alexander Lacazette scored. Lyon didn't have any chance, even that they played the second Arsenal string for the second half. They didn't get anything against us. And the goals, you know, like Vieira scored. Gabriel had another massive header. Like, so he loves them corners, and he's really doing that quite well. So yeah, no, look, and Nketiah scored as well. So it's actually, they looked quite good.
Do you know what I found? The penalty shootout was hilarious.
Because
Jesus. It was the U team that was on for the penalties, right? And on both teams, there were about 3 or 4 Panenkas tried, and they were all disasters.
Yeah.
It was worse than my worst pitch and putt effort, you know.
Yeah.
But I always said this about a penalty shootout. If you're a goalkeeper, in a one-off penalty in a game, okay, you have to guess. But just stand up. Somebody's going to try something stupid like that.
Yeah.
And I have to say, a shout out to the Arsenal goalkeeper. He is a talented goalkeeper.
Yeah. That's what I said. Especially the first and the second penalty, he actually held. They were actually quite good. And there weren't bad penalties, so because some of them were really bad.
He's the Estonian number 1, Martin.
But as Mark Lawrence said, one of them you could have thrown your cap on it. You know.
Yeah.
No, but he
had a good game as well.
Yeah, no, definitely. And again, as I said, he needs time as well. He needs game time, I think, to see.
Yeah.
And when we're coming back to who's going to play, and we'll be talking about the transfer market and what's going to go on. And I know Eamonn likes it in Nketiah. And I think at the moment we are panicking a bit because Jesus is out. But I really think that Nketiah, giving him proper game time now in the Premier League with the proper team behind him, I think he can really do a job. And I hope he does. He's not a Gabriel Jesus. He's a different kind of player. But I really think because all we've seen him so far was in the Europa League, and it was always a B-string team. And you can't play on your own, so you need to have a good team. And he showed it last year, the end of the season, with the 5-6 games he played on his own. He scored the goals, and I really think he can. And it's just still shocking, how many people say, Nketiah might not be the man. He might not be the man, but I don't think he's the worst option, if you know what I mean.
I think Nketiah can be the man if we get another wide player in of quality.
Yeah.
He
needs to have something,
what you have elsewhere.
That's what I mean.
And I think if we look at that wide man of quality in, I think Arteta is all about situations and overloads. It's not about playing through our centre forward. So, there mightn't be a striker readily available. So if there's not a striker readily available, do something else.
Yeah.
Get something else to make the attack fluid. I think that's the key,
It looks like Modric. Eamonn, what do you think of him?
I'd be spoofing Craig if I told you I knew a whole lot about him. I really would. But I mean, if he's got 100 million value on him, somebody rates him. I don't know what that means anymore. But it seems to be like David Ornstein mentioned him today, and normally when David Ornstein mentions something, it's
true.
It's kind of thing.
Something happened.
I watched him against Celtic in the Champions League, and he ran the game. A very, very similar player to Haleb.
Yeah.
Even faster. Obviously we're talking about 5 points clear. We're not going to, start getting excited yet. But he could be the Jose Antonio Reyes, the last time he won the league. And he as a player, he would remind you of Reyes or Haleb. So if he can win, I would be happy. But we're not going to pay more than 50.
Yeah. I think that 100 million tag is a bit of and because obviously Shakhtar Donetsk, no, he's a good player, and he's in the show window now, and they just gone absolute bananas. Whatever happens, the background on it, that's just been floated. I think that's just a lot of things. He loves Arsenal seemingly, so he kind of already kind of stated that. So if the player has anything to do with it, unfortunately, they don't have too much to say anymore, and because it's all about the club and the agents, But I'm sure it's not like a slave trade. So if he says he would love to go, and they can find a solution, and at the moment it looks quite good. I can't see them paying 100 million. That's one sure, but there's a good chance for it.
Calm down. Karim Benzema said he loved Arsenal about 20 times. So
yeah. And I'm sure
we're not going to pay 100 million for a player.
No,
we're not going to pay 80 million for a player.
That's what I mean.
Get him for 50 or 60 million. With the start we've made to the league, it is doable.
With all due respect, though, no one's going to pay 100 million for a player that's playing in the Ukrainian league.
Correct.
Do you know?
Correct.
it's, if they got 50, 60 million, they should be happy.
Oh yeah, 100%. Like, I mean, and they have the chance their arm as well. Like,
course,
and feel what it is. And as I said, there's more people behind the scenes. Like they actually know what's going on, and I'm sure they have. And as you said, if Ornstein mentions it, like, there's mostly some kind of substance behind it. So let's see what's happening. There's another 3 weeks to go.
I actually think, Martin, I think a deal worth about 45 million.
Yeah.
Plus about 30 or 40 million in add-ons.
I think that would do them fine.
More realistic,
Yeah. 100%.
I think there is substance behind it, though, Martin, because he done an interview with Zinchenko's wife.
Yeah. I
think he's very good friends with Zinchenko. He said 4 or 5 times he wants to join Arsenal.
Yeah.
And Ornstein and Fabrizio Romano, they're the two that are saying.
They're the two. They're the two. Yeah.
They're the two that you trust.
Yeah.
The ones, like not your AFC News and this kind of stuff. Yeah, because at the moment we're just linked.
Hot offside is the worst. Wow.
Yeah, the worst.
Yeah.
They said today we're going to sign Tielemans.
Well, I think Tielemans is kind of going to be like he's going to be so cheap now that he might be just like slipping in. We have no idea. Huh?
Do you think we need a centre mid?
Yeah. I think we need somebody. If if Partey plays, obviously we don't. Xhaka coming back, we don't. But see what happened when Partey was out again, and he looks like he's made out of glass. We do need somebody. Lokonga is not there yet. Like, he needs another. As I said, I think he should go on a loan somewhere after. If he can get somebody in, somebody like Tielemans, I think what we should do is send Lokonga out for a loan.
No, you see, you're not comparing like Lokonga would be the natural fit to replace Partey.
Yeah.
When he learns his trade.
Yeah.
Tielemans would be the natural fit to replace this year's Granit Xhaka.
Yeah.
This year's Granit Xhaka. Because we all have in our mind that Granit Xhaka is some kind of anchor in midfield. He's never an anchor in midfield.
No, it's not. No.
But I tell you what, he's a brilliant inside forward.
Yeah.
As this season has shown, Yeah.
Yeah, but be interesting anyway, because I'm sure there's some Modric looks like it's happening. Defensive midfielder probably, I don't know, like somebody like that, and then a striker, and we've been named with everybody.
I wouldn't rule out a striker. I know we're all saying that Jesus could be back, by the end of February or something like that. I think that's very optimistic. I wouldn't be shocked if we tried to get maybe a loan striker, but then we're linked with João Felix from Portugal.
Yeah.
Another player who would cost maybe 80-90 million, but I see him today. Again, look, rumours, they could be open to a loan, an option.
No, but Craig, like if we're gonna make one big flush, it's gonna be for one player. We're not gonna do it for two players, unless you got somebody like Morata on a kind of a cheapy loan, blah blah.
Memphis Depay was linked as well.
What's that?
Yeah.
Memphis Depay.
Memphis Depay. Yeah.
Tammy Abraham is linked as well.
He's not playing.
Yeah.
Tammy Abraham is linked with us as well. I'm not sure if he is that good. He's all right for Roma, but he doesn't seem to get much game. He got game time last year, but it doesn't seem to kind of got it this year. So it'd be interesting. Yeah, and again, it's just such a you just never know what happens in the background of any team, and it'd be interesting what's going to happen. It's going to be silly season now the next couple of weeks, and then for me the main
Sanogo is available for £500.
£500, yeah.
Lira.
You're forgetting about Marwan Chamakh.
Chamakh, yeah.
Marwan Chamakh, another man, we could think of.
Yeah.
Scored 2 against Reading in the 7-5 win. Yeah.
And he started off brilliant, though. Didn't he get 5 or 6 in his first 26 games? Everyone thought, here we go. And then, I don't know.
We had plenty of them, didn't we?
Yeah. I think he was doing too much of the shisha smoking down in Finsbury Park or something, Yeah. Too many Moroccan restaurants down there,
That's it, exactly, yeah. But be interesting. Like, for me, I'm happy now that we have most of our players back. See what's going to happen tomorrow, and then against Juventus when they come back to the Emirates, and then see West Ham. Like that's the game. If you can get some result out of that, if you get a win, that'd be absolutely amazing. Just
it's
keep
all
it
about
going.
it's all about the 26th of December, lads.
Exactly.
Yeah. If we can get a good start, 26th of December, 2 home games. We've played 6 at home and 8 away. We equalised that with our next 2 home games. I think Brighton is first in the middle of it, isn't it?
Brighton's in the middle on it, 21st, isn't it?
If we could come out with those 3 games in good shape, well then, I won't do with Jonathan Giles. Can we start the 3? No. But I just think that those 3 games will kind of instruct us as to where we are in terms of our shape coming back from the World Cup and all that type of stuff.
I could be eating me words here, but I've kind of looked at it once or twice now. Man City play Leeds away, a 1:15 on Stevens Day, and then we play a quarter day against West Ham. Could you imagine that City lost that day and we got 8 points clear Stevens Day?
That'd be a Christmas miracle.
Christmas present.
Right.
Christmas miracle.
Stop.
I'm getting you excited, Eamonn.
Craig, you're a young boy and a very intelligent young boy, but every silver lining has a cloud. You need to remember this.
That's it.
That's one thing for. And I find it so amazing, like everybody now is like panicking. Jesus is injured. We're not going to win the league. Holy shit! 3 months ago, we never talked about winning the league. We know we're just going to be, top 4. That's still the thing is, but it's such a
keep it calm. Right.
We're so intensified into like once we have a target, we would just grab it on. It's taken for granted, and it's
and we build from there.
Exactly.
If we come through the Christmas games,
at the
end of January, and we're still top, maybe get excited. But that's
100%. Look, if you're still top in the end of May, I'm happy. Then I've been thinking about it,
That's it.
It was the last game, and we're still there, because so much things can happen, and yeah, look, obviously we would love to, and we said this in the ad we made. I don't know if the man from the Sky said to what will happen if you think. I don't want to be thinking about it because that's just like you don't do shit like that. But yeah, it'd be nice, it'd be absolutely amazing because nobody would have calculated that in. Nobody would have dreamt about it. I mean, everybody wants to win the league, but would you have thought at the start of the season? Nah.
Look, with West Ham, Brighton, Newcastle, United, Spurs, and I think there's someone else in that. If we're still top half of them 5 or 6 games, maybe get excited, but. Yeah, look.
100%. Look, as I said, but for me, as I take it game by game now. West Ham 3 points. If you get that, I'm a happy camper. Then see what's going to come up in the new year. See who we're going to sign. If you get Mudryk, wouldn't even be better. And then you can build from there. And let's see what's coming on. As I said, I'm happy that most of the players came back, not bad injuries. So one, okay, it's Jesus, but
there's obviously going to be a plane crash.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Coming back from Dubai, fuck that.
This is Arsenal we're talking
about. Something's gonna happen, yeah.
The Arsene Wenger physiotherapy team are going to be on the plane, Yeah.
Oh, fuck.
What's that wing falling off? Oh no, sorry, the other one. Yeah.
But yeah, look, it's not bad. So we're still there, we nearly of that time that we don't have to watch some during the day football, so we can go and continue.
2 weeks today.
2 weeks today, yeah, thank God. So yeah, be an interesting time, and hopefully we can keep on where we left off, that's what it is. Guys, good to see you again. I'm sure I don't know, obviously we were talking about that yesterday. Riverbar probably won't be open for the 26th. The game against Brighton, I think, is during the week. It's a Friday.
29th,
the 29th or something, is it?
I think so.
Let me have a look when it is. It's
3 days after, 29th. I think it's at 5:30 maybe.
Yeah.
Thursday.
Be a Thursday. I know everybody's on holiday, so I don't know what's going to happen there. And then Newcastle is on the 3rd of January, which is a Wednesday, which is kind of a strange one. So yeah, we'll be all back by probably the game after that, where we all back in the Riverbar proper. and see where we go. But yeah, I'm sure we're gonna watch all the games at home, and we might.
I know.
I don't know.
I'll be in the River Bar for the Brighton game.
The Brighton game, yeah. Like, look, I see like what's happening, like, and we definitely advertise it anyway, and see how we go anyway. All right, lads, thanks very much. Good chat again. And probably I don't know if we do anything for Christmas beforehand or after. We can talk about it. We do maybe a surprise one on Christmas morning.
Thanks, lads.
No worries. I see you all. And if I don't see you before, like, have a good Christmas, all right?
You too, lads.
See you all, guys, and all Gunners. Have a great Christmas. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like, subscribe,
Bye.
and comment.
Bye.
See you later. Bye. Bye.
Bye.